Yo, yo, yo. All right, so this is going to be kind of like a 3 or 4 in 1. I'm going to try to be as quick as I can about it, but I don't want to sit here and make 6 videos. So I do want to go through a couple old plays that we have talked about that have exploded. I got out, waited for a correction, and a couple of them actually look like they're ready to turn around and head up further. So as we've talked about with KLDO, we bought this breakout here at 1075. Well, actually I got in somewhere right here. We rode it all the way up. I ended up selling somewhere between 1375, 1380. We did come up to 1441. I think I sold half of my position at 1350 and the other half somewhere at 1394. And we ended up having this big sell-off. And I was expecting it, and I did publish a video saying we were looking for a correction. So now, as you can see on the RSI, it is bouncing, and it did bounce here. So it did get its correction that it needed. It doesn't mean it's just going to go straight up. I mean, it's possible it comes up to a certain point, comes back down, you know, so on and so forth. It could take a couple times, you know, whatever, go up. But I do see it turning around, and I still have my targets that we've talked about in the past, and I'm pretty sure that I had some targets up in the $19 range. So we had this rising channel or rising wedge that we broke down from, and I had a measured move of 1151, and we actually came to 1173, and we bought back up. I actually bought at 1215 on Friday, put a pretty good position on it right around there, and we are catching support at this 1233 level. So hopefully 1230 or 1232 will continue to hold. You know, from the past, we had 1232 was a very was a very good support because of this pattern here. We were in this little pennant, and we were trying to break above this area. And I'm pretty sure that at one point I had a target of 1232 or something like that. And once we broke through that, we did have a nice blast off here. So, you know, we continuously went up, but we had good support around this 1249, which we might catch resistance on. But the 1232 was a pretty good level for me, which is what caused me to go and look into it. And it looked like we were getting a bounce, so I decided to put some money on it. So, I mean, you have two options. You could run it up to this trend line here, potentially somewhere in this $14 range, or you can hold on a little longer and see if we're going to head up and break through this golden pocket area and see if we can actually get above it and make a new high here. So that's what I'm kind of looking at now. I did put a position in. I would look for a position if you had gotten out with nice profits off of this and you were looking to continuously run this thing up. I mean, there's no spinning tops or anything on the weekly. It still has plenty of time, plenty of room to go. We're getting close to this trend line on the weekly, which we could come up a little higher, but I do expect it to break that and come up in this line. So that's still a lot more room for some gains. And, you know, we let the thing correct, and now we're getting back in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Look for some entries maybe in the 1231. And like I said, 1151 was a potential, but I don't know if it's going to come back to that. I would look for some 1231, 1232 level personally if you got out and deciding to look back into this. So that's one. I'm going to go into another one real quick. So let's see. Where is it? Sorry, I got to go through. DTIL. So this was one that I ran up to, I think, $16. I took half of my position off the table at $15, and then it ended up running up to 18 after hours. I wasn't able to get that. It crashed back down to about 15, ran back up to close to 16 or 17. I sold in the 17 range, sold the rest of my position. And I actually just entered this as well right at this 1282 level, which I was doing some TA on it on my own and was looking for the 0.382 level to hold, and it actually got a perfect touch on that, and my buy-in zone was mint. I got some at the 1282. I got some right above it between 1330 and 1282. I started really loading up. So, you know, we did have this correction, and I was expecting it. We're not showing any bounces yet on the daily, you know, but I don't expect it to come back down to this 1167 level. Whether I'm wrong or not, we'll see. But looking at the 4 hourly, I'm starting to see this RSI roll up a little bit. And even though this MACD looks like it's coming down to cross, I actually think it's going to be a fake and it's going to turn around. But, you know, I can't tell the future on that, so maybe I'll be wrong on this. But I like this 1280 level, 1283, 1282, something like that. I would keep an eye on that. Looking at the hourly real quick, we did get a bounce off of that. We got a double bottom there. We are rounding up quite a bit. The MACD looks like it's ready to roll up, and the RSI has corrected quite a bit. Looks like we could actually have some room to run back up here. So if you're looking for positions to sell, I mean, right now I think pre-market or after post-market actually looks like it bounced up to this 0.236 level at 1424. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down, maybe to this 1285 level, 1330, something like that again, and then continues up. Once we break this 1425 level, we have room to smash right back up to this 1654 and give this another try. So, you know, I think that that would be a good idea depending on what this RSI looks like. I would expect some type of little rejection here. Even if we came up to the 16 or 1550, we'd come back down, catch support on this 1424 would be my expectations here. So keep an eye on this. I do have a $30 target on this thing, but my expectations for this legitimately is around 23.48. That's where I'll be taking my profits now. So I'm going to hold on for that one. So that's one. What else? Oh yeah. This was one I did way back. I called the correction a little soon. I was a little early on that. It went a lot higher than my target was actually. But we had a fake breakdown of something and we got back into a pattern, which is where I thought we were going to get a correction. But, you know, on this one, my buddy and I got in around $27, and holy fuck, it's windy as shit out right now. I'm doing this outside and I'm freezing my nuts off. So this was edit right here, and, you know, my buddy and I got in right around 27.33, which was this back in this? Oh, it was somewhere down here. Yep, somewhere down here, which my trend line's gone right now. But we were in this pattern here looking ready to break out. Me and him, we put a buy order in for 27.33. We got the exact fucking bottom right there, and literally the motherfucker just blasted off. And I told him we were gonna play it up to about the $44 range. But when we got up in this range at the time, this isn't even showing it on this. Let me look at the weekly. It's probably gonna show it a lot better. There we go. So I said when we got to this $44 range, we were gonna have our $40 range. We were gonna have to be careful, but you know what? It broke right the fuck through. We didn't even have to worry about it. We put our stop losses somewhere right around this $38 range because we bought right here, $27.33, somewhere around here, and we ran it up. So my price target off of that was actually 73 something. So I actually sold it around 73. It was a little unfortunate, but you know, we came up, we wicked, we sold it right around here. Unfortunately, it fucking blasted its ass all the way up to, let's see what the highest it went, almost hit $100. So as we were in let me look back on the daily real quick. There we go. I was looking for a correction somewhere in this right here range. I have a video on it that I was looking for a correction here, and you know, we did actually sell off, but unfortunately I didn't have any of these lines in here that I now have, and we sold off to the 68. And we actually, and I wasn't watching it because I'm not in the position anymore, so I wasn't able to keep updated on it too much. But we did get this nice spinning top signaling a trend reversal of this downtrend here, and we shot back up, double topped up here in the $99 range. I haven't looked back since. Now I'm looking back, and we're around 65. My target, I'm still waiting for, even though it looks like we are starting to get a little bit of a bounce here, so it's possible, it's possible that this could be it right here. We do look like we're getting a little bounce, but I don't like this like kind of like where it goes flat and then drops, flat and then drop kind of action. And all these moving averages are crossing down. So we might get a bounce up in this range, potentially to about $72, maybe that high. I would expect something like that, and see what happens there. This has happened many times in its life where it likes to fall out of these fucking patterns, fake everyone out, and get back in. So it's very possible we'd have to get above this $80 range back in here before we could run up into the $100 level. So if you're keeping an eye on that, you could look for that potential scenario. But I am still being very patient, and I'm looking for 60, or at the lowest I was looking for actually around 56, which is funny. It's the daily EMA, 50 EMA. I'll show you why I was coming up with that number. Not only is it a fib retracement, but also if we go and draw this trend line here, actually this might be a little lower, but yeah, if we go off of that, we have support. That's 48, so maybe it was on the weekly. I forget where I came up with it. My trend lines all disappeared on this for some reason, but shit, it's fucking cold. What am I doing? I guess if we did this, maybe from here across here. No, I don't remember where I came up with it, but I was looking for, and am looking for, around $55 if it'll give it to us. $65, $64 isn't a bad play, but I'm watching this RSI like a hawk, and I really want it to bounce off this trend line on the RSI. Once it touches this trend line, I am going to start buying again. I know it sucks for me to buy it again, but I ran it from 27 to 73, and I'm looking at this stock still going a lot higher, and I think it's just getting this good correction. So I'm just watching this weekly RSI, but it's something to keep on your radar for sure. So, and then lastly, I know this is a lot of shit going on, but I'm just trying to cram everything into one video as quick as possible. Let's look at LOGC real quick. So LOGC has been killing it for us, and it still hasn't even broken out yet. But let me look at the hourly. It's going to show us the best scenarios here of what is going on. So on LOGC, a lot of you could be in this play. Hit the like button if you're in any of these plays or ran any of these plays up with me. Look at the RSI here. We did roll over a little bit. So it's possible, it's very possible that we have a couple positions that we could come down to. The support here on this pattern is 1892, 1891. We want to look for this thing to potentially come down, touch this for one more correction area, maybe bounce in here, create some type of pennant, and then we're going to blast off when we get the weekly cross that I'm looking for. It's, you know, the lowest that we could come is 864, 867, something like that. I actually expected this to create some type of bull flag here, and we just blasted right on through. We broke out. We got a weekly close above this $8.90 range. You know, DTIL did this shit where it got a breakout and a weekly close right above the resistance, and we didn't even get a chance for it to come down. And I was calling for it to come down and retest these areas. We don't know what's going to do. Could it do the same thing as DTIL? It's possible, but for now I am calling for it to potentially test this 890, test this 892, or as low as 864. Don't be afraid if it does come down in those ranges. Just buy more if you can. Not financial advice, but that's what I will be doing. So on the 4 hourly, are we getting any type of red TD9? We are not. On the daily, let's see if we're getting any red TD9s. We're not. We're still at a 6, so we still have at least 3 more daily candles before we do anything. So my first target that I'm looking to take profits at is around $13.30, so somewhere between $13 and $13.30. I'm going to take some profits off the table and look for potential corrections depending on how fast it gets there and all that. So anyway, hope this shit was helpful. Lastly, we have a MACD cross that looks like it's coming in on the daily, so this is going to give us a boost up. So even if we can get some type of dip to 867 or 890, we want to buy that. All right, I'm freezing my ass off, and I went outside to do this video, so I wasn't disturbing anyone inside. We still have more room to come up on this daily, and a shit ton more room to come up on the weekly. So that's the update. Let's see what we got going on, and hopefully Monday is going to be a fucking sweet day for LOGC. I'm looking for that. All right, guys, I hope you guys like this shit. Peace.